everyone, I want to thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel on fear. Man, fear is something that can really paralyze us. It can paralyze us from really being our best selves. It can rob us of some amazing opportunities. And the last thing that I want anyone to do is have to look back and say, I didn't do that because I was afraid. I didn't go and become that person's friend because I was afraid. I didn't go and pursue that job because I was afraid. Don't let the fear, the concept of fear, stop you from living your best life and being your best self. So whatever it is, if it's a conversation that you need to have with your parents, with your friends, with your significant other, or even with yourself, go and do it. If it's a dream that you really, really want, please go and chase it. Find a way to start somewhere. And know that your voice matters. And the ideas that you have and the thoughts that you have is for a reason. So don't be silent about them. Speak up and act and watch what happens. Thanks again so much for tuning in. I look forward to making some really great videos. Much love, everyone. Peace.
Fear.
Fear.
Fear. What holds you back? My name is Rockim Williamson. I am a freshman here at Oakland University. My major is creative writing. How does fear affect someone? Fear does nothing but just, in my opinion, hold us back from what we're trying to do or we're trying to get to. Everyone in life has dreams, no matter how big or small those dreams are. Everyone has something that they want to do in life. And I just feel as if fear prevents us from getting to that dream or to that goal, because we always think of the what ifs and we always think of failing and we always think of this, that, and the third, instead of just thinking of the steps and thinking of succeeding itself. Fear always creeps into our head and kind of doubts us and tells us that we can't do this and can't do that.
Alright, so my name's Eric. I'm a senior studying political science. Here to talk about some fears. So my experience with fear, there's a million of them, but I think the most profound one for me was thinking back to, teenage Eric, freshman year Eric. I used to have pretty severe anxiety, especially social anxiety, if you put me in front of a camera 3 years ago, my legs would probably be shaking, I'd have a voice crack every 2 lines. But anyways, so going off of that, that really kind of dictated my life and really I think prevented me from taking those steps forward I needed to and wanted to take. And I kind of just let myself fall into that cycle where I didn't think making that change would be possible, or I was just kind of destined to struggle in a lot of ways. I think what really helped me is I just kind of had a light bulb moment where I was like, I can make a difference about this. I am powerful. I have so much potential, So what I did is I just literally started talking to everybody, regardless of how uncomfortable I felt. There was some very awkward conversations in there, I'm not gonna lie, but do I really remember them now, and do they probably remember them? No, I don't really remember any of them, but just forcing myself out of my comfort zone at really every step of the way. And before I knew it, it was just that was just a thing of the past, and I don't know, I just really started to blossom out of my little shell that I built up.
Hi, my name's Mariah. I'm a junior here at Oakland and I'm studying nursing. So the last time that I remember being afraid, per se, is when my family took a trip to Myrtle Beach a couple years ago. I really wanted to go out, explore the city, see what's out there, I'm really into experiencing life and everything. And the problem was, every time that I had gone out with my siblings, with my parents, thus far, I was being catcalled. People were following us in their cars and yelling at me from their cars, hey Blondie, come over here, stuff like that. And there was even one incident where we were walking down the boardwalk and this guy stopped us. He had a chameleon and he was letting us play with the chameleon, take pictures with it, and he's like, oh, normally I would charge people $400 for photos with this, but you're pretty, so I'll let you do it for free. And that whole all of those things happening to me all the time while I was there really stopped me from wanting to go out by myself. I was afraid to go out by myself. I felt like I couldn't go anywhere back alone. I needed someone with me. And just that fear in general, fear of being followed, fear of being kidnapped, like fear of not knowing what's going to happen, it really makes me feel powerless. Just in general though, trying to overcome those fears and like fear of danger, it is valid, but it also is what keeps you back from doing what you want to do. In terms of overcoming fear, I think just doing small things to help you bring back that control, because I think fear is a barrier. Like surrounding yourself with people that make you feel safe and with people who want the same things as you do. So for me, that was surrounding myself by people who also wanted to explore, because if I was in a group I didn't have that fear. I felt protected, I had people I knew around me, and I could go out and experience the world and see everything that I could.
Yeah, so my advice to someone who I guess is feeling a little bit fearful, I would say just go do it. Like, I mean, it's obviously depends on the situation, but like, I really feel like in my prior experiences with fear, it just feels so good to get them out of the way and to finally tackle those demons or those obstacles really preventing you from hitting your full potential, you know? I feel like, you know, definitely in some cases your fears can get blown out of proportion. So I'm just like, I feel like go do it if you can. If not, don't be afraid to seek out those resources for help, whether it be a friend, family, maybe a counselor or a therapist of some form. Like, I guess, you know, fear is all about being afraid, but don't let the fear win.
What would you say to someone who is struggling with being fearful? Honestly, I just say you gotta have a certain level of confidence in yourself. Self-confidence, absolutely everything. And I say that because I don't think a lot of people understand just how important confidence is. Confidence is such a big thing. Say for instance, you're going skydiving for the very first time. You know, skydiving seems like such a cool idea, especially, you know, when you get on the airplane and you're going up super, super high and everything. Now, once they open a door and you start to look down, that's when fear just clicks in and you just get so paralyzed with fear. And honestly, not a lot of people know this, but you have to just push yourself in order to break hold of that fear. You know, when you're falling down, literally cheating death from so many things and so many reasons, you're falling and you don't understand just how incredible life is. And that just happens with everything in life. You know, you get to that certain part of your journey, you get to that certain part of on your way to success, and fear just creeps into your head, and you have to push yourself. You have to have that little jump in order to get over that. And then I heard a quote that kind of says, you know, God places the best things in life on the other side of fear, and that's exactly what that is. And once you get to the bottom of skydiving, like I said, literally cheating death, you survive, you look up and you're just like, wow, I can't believe I did that. And once you survive skydiving, you kind of want to do it again, you know, and once you survive that, then you have this feeling basically telling you that you can do anything, you know, like you go skydiving, next thing you know, you're wrestling with an alligator, you know. So it's just like, after you get on the other side of fear, you feel free. There's no chains, nothing holding you back. So the answer to this question is, I just say that you have to push yourself to get to the other side and just have a certain level of confidence, basically saying no matter what the outcome is, you'll be okay in the long run.
So I do have a couple tattoos, and one of them in particular I got after that incidents of uncertainty back in high school, and it's right down my back and it's an arrow, and it's pointing up straight forward because it was to represent finally finding a direction in life for me, because I didn't know what I wanted to do and I didn't know how I would get there, and that was something that I struggled with for a while, not knowing how I would get there. And finally I made that choice and I was like, I will do nursing. And ever since then, I've come into contact with so many amazing people that I never would have met had I not made that choice. And I've found that I really love the career itself. I love caring for people. So in terms of the tattoo, it was not only finding that direction in life, but following through with it. Like, it's a straight shot, arrows, straight shot, and you have to be very aware of the choices that you're making to make sure that you don't stray from that path. So it's also a daily reminder in everything that I do to make sure that I am being like confident in the choices that I make, and like very aware of where I want to be in life, so that when I decide whether to go out or to stay in, I know that what I am doing will get me to where I want to be. That's that.
So, moral of the story is everyone has fear, no matter what. Everyone has a certain level or a certain point in their life to where they second guess everything, or they overthink everything, or those what ifs, those major what ifs just kick you to the head. When you hit that certain level in life, do not beat yourself up. Do not say you can't do anything, because I can guarantee you can. No matter how scary or how big or how impossible it may seem. Going to the moon seemed impossible until someone did it. So no matter how big that dream is, I can guarantee you can succeed in absolutely anything you put your mind to. Have confidence, give yourself that push, give yourself that jump. Don't beat yourself up, because life is already so prepared to tear us down. We are our biggest critics. We are our best friends. We are our biggest fans. If we don't have our own backs, no one else will. So never beat yourself up. Always give yourself that push, and at the end of the day, always have confidence.
You can't be totally certain of everything in your life. That's just something that has to be accepted. And once you accept that and you realize that there are some things you can control and there are choices that you get to make, and just being confident in your choices and experiencing what becomes of them, it makes you feel in control and it makes you happier.